Okay. Hello, I'm Alexander Global, founder and matchmaker of the matchmaking agency My Colombian Wife. I'm here today with Theodore Smith from Power Mindset Coaching. His website is powermindset.energy. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to learn more about our matchmaking and coaching services. You can find the link in the description below. Okay, today's topic is why do most Colombian women prefer foreign men over Colombian men? Foreign men can offer Colombian girls a higher living standard. Here you have to know that the Colombian men, they have a very low salary, around $300 a month. You also need to know that most of the Colombian men, they live with their family members at home. In Colombia, the cost of living is the same as in the United States. The cost for the groceries, for the cost of living. So the problem is that the Colombian men, they cannot offer these Colombian women a lot. They cannot offer these Colombian women clothes, trips, a living standard. So most of the Colombian men, they are living in a survival mode, constantly. Okay, Theodore, what are your thoughts on this topic?
Everything you said and more. The other thing is that Americans who come to Colombia tend to be more generous than Colombian men in general. So there's this perception that the American men will take better care of their women than Colombian men, and they get this from Hollywood, from other stories, from other Colombians who dated Americans, and so all this really helps the image of Americans. And so we ask that you continue in this tradition to help us all. And so basically, you're looking at a lot of the Colombian men live in what we would consider a state of abject poverty. I mean, even the middle income would be less than the poverty line in America. And so when you come to Colombia, the moment that a Colombian woman sees you, she automatically knows that even if you're in like the middle tier, you're making way more than any Colombian man she's probably ever dated. Because of this, you get a lot more social capital just by being on the ground. And also, there aren't very many Americans in cities like Bogota, so your competition is less.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. That's correct. These are all advantages that you are mentioning, highlighting here in the video. Yeah, I would also say that from my experience, foreign men treat Colombian women better. Colombian men are known for being notorious cheaters. They do not value the Colombian women. They do not respect them, do not appreciate them, do not love them. They're not interested in a commitment, in a long-lasting, healthy relationship. So it's very sad given that situation, because the Colombian women who have a good heart, who are sincere, respectful, they have a genuine intention to find a good partner. And they don't see any perspective, any future, any meaning in looking any further in Colombia. Yeah. So I have talked with a lot of Colombian women, and from their experience, they have had bad experiences with the Colombian men, and they are looking for foreign men because they believe that they are treating them better in every sense. Okay, Colombia has a high number of violence against women. So in the Colombian news, we can see all the time that we can see violence against women. Physical and verbal violence, sexual violence against children. So this is a very big topic. Many Colombian women, mothers, won't engage with a Colombian man because the risk, there's a very high risk of that young children could be raped. So this is another huge problem in Colombia.
Yeah,
And
I
this
can
is the
go into
reason
that.
why Colombian single mothers actually decide to stay single rather with being with the wrong man. And I can fully understand them. So they have all the rights to stay single. Yeah.
Yeah, the instance of child abuse with girls under the age of 15 in Colombia is roughly 10 times higher than in America and other Western European nations. You're talking about something like 70% of all these households with young girls in them experience some sort of sexual abuse, usually by the step parent or the boyfriend of the mother. So most of these women take great risks whenever they date Colombian men that they just don't have when they date American men, and that's something that several mothers have told me personally after they've gotten to know me after a couple months, that they trust me with their daughters, or they wouldn't trust any Colombian man with their daughters, uh, in any sort of situation. The other problem is that domestic violence is still um, very much occurring. Every single one of the women that I've dated has at least one experience being punched and punched hard by their partners for even perceived indiscretions that aren't even real. It's just a totally different culture. One of the reasons for this that I'd like to go into more detail is that Colombia has very low wages. Therefore, if you're an excellent Colombian man in his 20s who goes to university because you have good parents or whatever, you're not going to stick around in Colombia. You're going to get an H-1B visa to America. And then once you get to America, I know tons of Colombian programmers in America. I only know one in Colombia. It's because they can make $100,000 a year. And what happens is there's this drain of high quality Colombian men to the Western countries. And so here on the ground, it's like the less competent, the less able. And so that means that there's even more value when an American man shows up here.
Yes. 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 The Colombian women, they are yearning for the values that most foreign men have. Sincerity, loyalty, respect, attention. Most of the foreign men are good listeners, so they actually care for what the woman has to say. So they are interested in understanding the woman. Foreign men are seeking a serious, long-term, long-lasting relationship, and they are ready for a commitment. So there are certain qualities, values that the foreign men have. And from my experience, as I've worked with a lot of Americans here from 20 up to 78, the Americans, they have they put the women on the first place, and they actually value, respect, and appreciate the women. So there we have the basis then, that a Colombian woman, a quality Colombian woman, can actually have a healthy, meaningful relationship then with that man. From my experience, as I have my business for over 13 years, the Americans, they are much more family oriented, much more loving, caring. And these are all qualities that are really important so that a Colombian woman can actually have a healthy relationship. So from the clients I've worked with, most of the clients, they were actually very kind, loving, respectful gentlemen. And they could connect very well with the Colombian women here from our matchmaking agency. And we could help them so that they could build up a relationship, and then they could marry a Colombian woman. So I have a lot of clients, Americans, who are now happily married with a Colombian woman. And here we are creating long-lasting, healthy connections. Yeah, real connections. This is what is really important. Okay, another point is in Colombia, the females are much more attractive compared to the Colombian men. I think here, Theodore, as we know, as we have lived both in Colombia for many years, Yeah, this is a very important topic. In general, I can assure you guys that Americans, they are much more attractive physically, good looking, much more attractive than the Colombian men in general. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's something that every single Colombian woman I've ever dated has expressed to me. I don't consider myself very attractive, but they tell me I'm like the most attractive guy they've ever been with, and I think that's because of what Alexander has just said.
Yes, yes. Yeah, and from my experience, if you are average looking foreign guy, you will have a very high chance then that you will be perceived as handsome among the Colombian women. Okay, age difference. From my experience, the age difference isn't such a big deal. Yeah, so here we can talk about the age difference from 10 years to 30 years. So from the Colombian women I've worked with, age difference 10 to 30 years is still acceptable. So they perceive older men as men who are mature, who are determined, who know exactly what they want, and who have experience, and who are ready for commitment, ready for a serious relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my experience as well. I've dated everyone from a couple years, well, a couple months younger than me to all the way to about 15 years younger than me. My long-term relationship was 7 years younger than me, and the age just never comes up. It's not a factor. It's the same with height. They don't care how short you are, how tall you are. That the height just never seems to come into the equation.
Yeah, that's another very important topic. Well, from my experience of over 13 years, I would say that around half of the clients I've worked with Americans, they were short men, let's say from 5 foot to 5'6", yeah, around that height. And my experience is that these were all men that had a lot of qualities, very kind, loving, caring men. And we could see that these women, these Colombian women, they could actually connect with these women, yeah, because these women are not so superficial as the women in the United States. So they are rather looking for a man who has a good heart, who will treat them good, who will appreciate them, love them, accept them as they are. So from my experience, yeah, I have loved working with short men, because I can also perceive that in the short men that I've worked with, they have a lot of qualities, a lot of things to offer: a good heart, values, respect, transparency. They are very good listeners. They can connect very well emotionally with the women. And these are all good qualities that makes it possible also for a short man to connect actually with these Colombian women. Okay, the other topic is age difference. Yeah, so I have had a lot of guys who were contacting us, and they were asking me if the age difference is an issue. Yeah, so age difference of 10 to 30 years is absolutely no issue for these Colombian women, as they perceive men who are older as men who have a lot of experience and who are mature. So they rather prefer to get to know older men instead of immature Colombian men who are not interested in a commitment, in actually connecting emotionally, mentally with that woman.
Good. I think it went
Yeah,
well.
I think another topic that comes to mind is, well, I have also had a lot of Americans or Europeans who were overweighted, yeah, and who have then asked me if they would have any chances with the Colombian women, yeah, because Colombian women look so attractive, fit, and shape, and so on. I can assure you guys that I have worked with men that are overweighted, and who the women, we didn't had any issue with scheduling meetings, and after the coaching advices, we could transform the mental, emotional state of that man, and then he could feel empowered and confident before going to Colombia, and then he could actually connect with the woman. So the body type or being overweighted is absolutely no issue for the Colombian women. Yeah, and also having lived in Colombia for many years, I can assure you that I have seen it everywhere. Yeah, there were couples where overweighted men and nice, attractive young Colombian women were together as couples walking there. So I have seen it everywhere in Colombia, and I'm sure that you have also seen such couples. Yeah, because Colombian women, they are not so superficial. Yeah, they rather care for the inner beauty. Yeah, my experience. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, so this is how we can encourage you guys. Yeah, so I would say, if you are interested in finding more about our matchmaking coaching services here with Theodore Smith and I, Alexander Global from matchmaking agency My Colombian Wife, and here we have Theodore Smith from Power Mindset Coaching. His website is powermindset.energy. My website is mycolombianwife.com. If you are interested in finding more about our matchmaking coaching services, you can find the link in the description below, and you can contact us, and we will be glad to get in contact with you to assist you in your journey, to find you the right Latin life partner.